the appeal of indoor living may have finally lost out. For decking samples and design ideas, visit Trex.com. Trex, engineering what's next in outdoor living.
Hey everybody, Jimmy and June here today. We're out of the studio, beautiful fall day in Vermont. And since it's fall, it's hunting season, and I wanted to bring you a recipe with venison. And this is one of my favorite recipes, whether it's venison, beef, chicken, fish, vegetables, or anything. It's negamaki, which really just means a steak and scallion roll. And it's marinated in teriyaki sauce, seared on a grill, and that's about it. It's super simple. It's one of my favorite, and especially with venison. And what do you think? Is this your favorite? We were at a Japanese restaurant many, many years ago, and we were having beef negamaki. We always order it with sushi. That's sushi and sashimi. That's one of her favorites. And I said, I can make this at home. Went home, I had some venison in the freezer, thawed it out. It's super easy. You just, I'll go through the whole thing, but I was kind of surprised I hadn't been making this forever. And you'll be doing the same once you see how easy this is and how delicious it is too. So what we have some venison steaks. These are just little pieces of tenderloin right here. And what you want to do is you want to flatten that out. So, and you can do this with a mallet like this. You could use a jar, anything. You just want to get the meat nice and thin. So
don't break the jar. Don't
break the jar. Good point, honey. Just take this. I usually like to use like parchment or butcher paper. It just kind of helps it. You just want to keep going and keep going on that until you get it just like this, nice and thin and beautiful. I mean, it only takes a little bit of time to do that too. And once you get like 5 or 6 of these nice and thin, we're gonna wrap them up with some scallion. You wanna go ahead and cut these for me?
Mm-hmm. How long though?
Like thirds would be good. And on the teriyaki sauce, it's just equal parts of barbecue sauce, soy sauce, and sake. You could use sherry if you like, but I like to use gin, because anytime I'm cooking venison, I use juniper berries. I marinated in it. I use crushed juniper. That's okay, babe. They look good. I use crushed juniper berries for like a crust on venison. It just gives it a great flavor. That whole like flavor just goes well with any type of wild game.
What are juniper berries?
Juniper berries are berries that grow in a bush, kind of like high up. High altitude, and they go really well with venison. You gonna try some when we get home?
No.
Okay. So here we go with this thin, pounded out venison. You gonna give me one of those? And sometimes we like to add a little Cabot extra sharp cheddar too. Cheese. You roll these up where they're nice and tight, just like this. Where'd our toothpicks go, June? I put one toothpick through, and that's all you really need. And it'll hold it really well. We just let that sit in there for a little bit, and we just kind of keep rolling. You got another scallion for me? Thank you. Piece of cheese, please. Thank you. Toothpick. Thank you.
Very good.
They are. This, honest to goodness, this is probably my favorite thing to eat on the grill. And you can use, like I've used big pieces of venison or beef, and you can just roll it out to where it's one big piece, and you trim it when you're done grilling. It's a lot easier that way, but these little tenderloins are hard to beat. It's just a little more work. Cheese, scallion, please. All right.
I think I got cheese in my hair.
Cheese in your hair?
Who's that?
Why'd you do that?
I didn't do it on purpose.
You sure? And I don't let these marinate more than 5 or 10 minutes. That's all they really need. And also with the teriyaki sauce, when I get it mixed, it's just equal parts of each. Like I said, I cook it down. I put it in a saucepan and cook it for just, let it come to a boil and just let it simmer a little bit. And it'll cook down. Just gives it a little more flavor that way. Thank you, dear. So we got our little venison rolls, our little negamaki rolls, all rolled up, toothpicked, and ready to go on. I've got the grill at about 350. It's going to crank up to even about 400, probably nice and hot. We're going to sear these. You can hear it, it's perfect. And these are really easy to turn, like I will show you with these toothpicks, very easy. I usually like to flip them at least once, just to kind of, it helps them from sticking. And there we go, and we're going to cook these about 5 minutes on this side, and then we're going to turn them again. And I cook this to like a medium rare. You don't want these overdone. It's good meat right here. Alrighty, we'll come back in a few minutes. Okay, so we've got about 10, 12 minutes in on these, and I flipped them once around 5 minutes. They look nice and medium rare, just about right. And what we're going to do is take these off, then we'll take them over and I'll show you how I like to plate these things and how beautiful they are and tasty. Alrighty, so we got our negamaki rolls off the grill. We cooked for about 10 minutes. And they're really easy. I mean, when they're small like this, you just have this toothpick, you can turn them around. We did about 7 minutes on each side, maybe less. And we're just going to take the toothpick out before service, before we plate them. And what I like to do is trim the ends a little bit.
Do they not fall apart?
They stay right together. And these make good little snacks too. And we stand them right up like that.
Daddy,
Yep.
I think it should go in the corner.
Trim again. Give you another snack. Those could be Frida snacks.
Don't you think she likes those because they're not cut up in the baby bits?
She might like them.
She couldn't eat them now. If they're not cut up in the baby bits, then she won't eat them.
Really? This is our dog who's a little particular.
I think you already know that. Just like, it's like bacon with her. If it's not cut up in the bits this small, then she won't eat it.
That's all it is to it, folks. And what I like to do is I'll put some lettuce over here or something like that for garnish. Just take some of your teriyaki, this leftover sauce. Kind of going to go over the top of these bad boys.
It looks very yummy.
It is really yummy. And this, as you can see, is another really easy way to use venison or chicken, fish, or anything. Smells like sushi? That's from the teriyaki. You don't like sushi, do you?
I do.
Yeah. I think you like these too, don't you? You gonna try one? You gonna try a little piece? Here, do this. Dip it right in there if you want.
Yummy.
These things are so good. I could eat these every day. What do you think?
The appeal of indoor living may have finally lost out. For decking samples and design ideas, visit Trex.com. Trex, engineering what's next in outdoor living.